If you happen to be a veteran marketer working for a brand with over 160 years heritage, would you swap your role with a 2-year startup founder? The Drum and Fetch managed to convince Ash Tailor from Britvic, the master marketer of beverages.
Beautiful. Oh, I should be 20 more.
And Tom Stancliffe, lawyer turned sports nutrition startup founder, to do just that. Both seriously courageous enough to walk in each other's shoes for a day. This is one hell of a social experiment.
The challenges that I face when working, like many clients face when working within a corporate organisation, I run the biggest part of the portfolio of Britvic. So it's ensuring that what we develop is right for a consumer, right for our customers, as well as a win and right for what we do within Britvic. I can imagine working in a much more entrepreneurial organisation, you may not have as many stakeholders to align. But the key is how we work internally within Britvic. I work with an exec team and I'm very clear about the role and accountability that I take as the category lead. So I'm sure I have more stakeholders to align within the business, but it's done in a way that's based on insights and based on actually how we win in the external world, not just the views of what people might think internally.
Tribe started off as a community of runners, riders and everyday athletes. In lots of ways, the brand began very organically, just a group of people that trained together, and we created products for people like us and for people within the community. And I think that's always been a really big part of everything we do, and we still organise weekly training sessions from our Tribe offices, and anything from yoga sessions to trans-European adventures. So first and foremost, the way we stay close to our consumer is just by knowing them being part of our community and training with them regularly. What we were discussing as a team today is how we build the Tribe mission, vision and values into everything we do. And we've been working together as a team and the wider Tribe community to try and define that.
One of the things that I've taken away from here is done is better than perfect. And so, when in a meeting and we were having a discussion about mission, vision and values, there's a number of ways you can crack that to the high end. Let's bring an agency in, let's brief them and let's do a 3-month process. This was a conversation around the table with the people within the organisation, and we may have come up with some solutions. We had a lot of ideas, but actually the task is done now, let's move on to the next thing. And I think there's a spirit there that all organisations can learn from, which is actually when is enough enough?
There is quite a clarity on what the mission is, and something that I find amazing is that because so many of our team are grads, it's their first job, and it's great to feel them feeling the same passion we feel for the mission and what we're trying to do. Tonight we've got about 50 members of the Tribe community coming for our weekly training session. Tribe started as an online brand. We always had originally a direct-to-consumer model, so that meant that it's always been in our DNA to build, in lots of cases, genuine friendships with our customers and the people we train with. A lot of that came from ultimately online digital advertising. Right from the start, we had a really strong social media presence. Over time, we've supplemented that with influencer campaigns and Facebook and Instagram advertising, but it's definitely been such a kind of vital part of building the brand to where it is today and building those customer relationships is that we have used online advertising to create that direct connection.
The reason we're here today is as part of the whole CMO swap for Tom from Tribe to really understand what it's like in my shoes as a client working with our global pack agency, seeing a debrief and some work from one of our brand restages that we've done. But we work with our pack agency across all of our work in all of our markets, from restage, new product development, as well as in looking at new tactical opportunities.
I thought it was really interesting to look at the challenge of Britvic, which is saying we have a more established position in this category. How can we build on that and be innovative and grow? And it's a very different challenge, but I think that the rigor and the analysis required when you're an existing brand in some ways is much greater, because it's not just about saying, okay, how are we going to change and create a new category? It's saying, how can we take everything we've got and build on it, which I think is a very different challenge.
We do the social engagement, we do email, phone, anything web form, anything that comes into us. And what this allows us to do is to have a really unified approach to brands, across brands. So the team is very well trained, not just in what products we offer and the nuances of those products, but also in the tone of voice that our brands are trying to create through their marketing, also through the audiences that they're speaking to.
We started off as a community training together, and with a purpose around kind of ending modern slavery. I think that those two things, just that, you know, it's always been our DNA that people are together, so maybe you feel that somehow. It was fascinating to meet with the sort of customer engagement team, but it's weird to think of that as a thing because in a way it's what instinctively we did, because 3 years ago there was no tribe bars, but there was a group of tribe runners.
Tom, welcome to the Britvic Labs. This is exactly where we spend a lot of our time with our R&D teams. It's really important to not only think about the marketing, the advertising, but actually what's in the bottle. And more important than the marketeer, I never thought I'd say this, R&D. Let me introduce you to Shilpa.
Hey, Tom.
Where? Sorry, I'm going to think about my public image, yeah?
It's the ultimate mark of respect.
We're going to make today fruit shoot apple and blackcurrant recipe, the amount which goes in a litre of a product.
No, you're sous chef, yeah?
Do you want to try as well?
Yeah.
Have you done this before? Or
I've never done it before, no, it's very interesting.
Okay.
How much am I putting in?
So you need to put in 1.4, so 1 gram.
I've gone way over, sorry.
Just need to take it.
Take it back?
Yeah.
Those are accurate scales, Shilpa.
Yeah, it is.
It's something we spend a huge amount of our time doing is new product development, in that we're trying to change the category we're in, and we're trying to create products that are ahead of the market, new things, pioneering new directions. So I suppose it definitely made me think how amazing it would be to have that kind of facility in your basement. And obviously, when we want to go and do product development, we have to go up to our facility in Sunderland or Wales, and so it made me think that to have the budget and to be able to do that would be amazing, yeah. One of the real challenges of working in a startup is you're having to create operations and structures from start and develop new ways of doing things. And what's been amazing here is to come into a kind of more established portfolio of brands and marketing structure and see what that looks like, and hopefully learn from lots of the processes and things that they're doing that obviously will help us grow faster and be who we want to be. We're quite a different challenge in like a startup is that quite often we'll all arrive in at the office and you'll see 8 out of 10 people, I don't know, wearing the same tribe t-shirt, you know what I mean? You kind of become a bit obsessed by, everything's just so tribe and, very kind of, one brand. I think maybe there are benefits of seeing other brands around and, sharing the learnings.
How do you build culture when you've got teams in different parts of the world, and that's one of the challenges I face. So how do you keep that passion, that culture, those values, those behaviours if I'm part of my team sit in Brazil, part of my team sit over in the US, and that's where you have the virtues of either the virtual working or technology. There's nothing like face-to-face communications, but that's quite difficult to do. You lead a small team, high growth startup. I'm leading a slightly larger team, but in some markets I'm a startup, in some markets I've got established brands. But how you drive growth is a question that we both face as leaders, and how you do that with and through your team.
Yeah.
We face the same challenge.
Yeah.
No matter what the organisation type.
So there we have it. The challenges for both Tom and Ash remain the same. Digital transformation, changes to consumer paths to purchase, price compression, and changes to the retail landscape. The end goal? All was the same. To be more profitable as a company and bring value to those dearly beloved customers. Thank you to both Tom and Ash for their energy, curiosity, and courage to take part. in this unique social experiment, brought to you by the Drum and Fetch.
First time he said, I wish I was back in the office.